So, really important, we're going to lean forward slightly, but make sure scooping out that belly and think about your posture. So, as the right leg goes back, the right hand goes forward, just like a little running pose. And then bring it back in. So we're bending, we're squeezing glutes, quads, abdominals, shoulders down and back. So out we go, and back in, out, in, out, in. So really work and warm up those arms as well. For 10, 9, 8. You can feel that in your hammies as well. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, over to the other side. So left leg goes back as the left arm comes forward and back. Scoop out that belly. Think about your posture. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, now we're going to go for a little bit of swimming. So we're going to put our leg into a circle and our arms as well. So begin with a little breaststroke, but keep your body perfectly still. So we're still bending down, so we're still working that upper leg. So sliding around. Just letting someone else in here. Here we go. So sliding around and really warm up those shoulders and arms. For 5, 4, so you're bending down. This should be on fire now with your glutes and your quads. And 1, we're going to go back the other way, stay here. We're going to do like a butterfly with our arms, that butterfly stroke as we bring the arm around. Try and keep the torso perfectly still. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, shake that out. So that leg should be fine, so you're bending down enough that you're really squeezing the top of the leg. Okay, other side. First with our breaststroke. So out we go and circle that leg around. Circle the arms around in unison. So bending now the other leg, squeezing the glute, really working the quad, the hammy as you go around. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to go back the other way into our butterfly now. Warming up those shoulders and those legs. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, good work, shake that out. We're going to do the same thing now, but a little, without your slide. It's going to do a little bit of balance work. So we're going to, the other leg now, we're going to bring that leg out in front, so exactly the same thing, but we're going to lift the leg. So take your time as you come out to the front, out to the side, and lean forward as you come around to the back. We're just going to do 5 here. Lifting up, nice and tall, out to the front, out to the side, leaning forward, and around to the back. Coming forward, great for your balance, so think nice and tall through the spine. Front, out to the side, lean forward, and out to the back. That's 3, 2 more to go. Scoop out that belly, soft bend in that standing knee, out to the front, out to the side, leaning forward as the leg goes to the back. 1 more. Out to the front, out to the side, lean forward, and leg goes back. Shake that out. 5 more on the other side. Let's go. Think about your posture. Still inhale, zipping up, exhale, ribs to hips, out to the front, out to the side, lean forward, and around to the back. Coming up. Squeeze ribs to hips. Keep your posture, even when you're leaning forward, shoulders down and back. 3 to go. Out to the front. Over to the side. To the front. To the side. Out to the back. This is the last one. To the side, maybe 1 to go. So that's 4. And last time, nice and tall, around, and lift up at the back. And shake that off. Okay, excellent. We are going to do, so more at the top, so you don't need the mat at the moment, so you can slide around as you will. We're going to do more at the top of the mat if the mat was there. We're going to do one little roll down. So shoulders down and back, get that posture correct. Zip up through the pelvic floor, exhale, ribs to hips, chin to chest, and let's slowly roll down. 1 vertebra at a time. Really feel you putting space in between each vertebra. Suck in the tummy, protect that lower back, and just hang your head heavy here. Feeling that lovely stretch in the back of the legs. A couple of little nods with your head, yes. A couple of little nods. You can grab your elbows and just swish from side to side, but keep those abdominals switched on. Inhale, zip up, exhale, ribs to hips, let's slowly roll back up. Let's round out our shoulders. 1, 2, and 3, and back the other way. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, we're going to come down to a sequence. We actually don't need the sliders. We're going to do level 1 first. So you don't need the sliders for level 1. So we're going to do exactly the same sequence for level 2, but with the sliders. So inhale, zip up through the pelvic floor. Exhale, ribs to hips, chin to chest. Let's slowly roll back down. Warming up that spine. Hands down onto the floor. We're going to walk at, 1 step back into our plank. And then we're going to bring our legs into our knee hover. Back out into our plank. And if you want to now, you can come onto your knees. We're going to do 1 push-up. So it's a chest push-up. So make sure your elbows go out 45 degrees. Make sure you're pushing your chest, push away. Now we're going to come down onto our tummies. We're going to put our hands and legs straight out, and we're going to come up into our Superman pose. So lifting upper and lower body, head down, and squeezing between the shoulder blades, squeezing your glutes, your hammies, staying here, lower back down. Bring your hands beside your shoulders and push up into your cobra pose. you warm up and you get a little bit higher each time. We're going to push back up. So whether on your knees or toes, you're going to push back up. Lift into your plank. Bring your knees into a knee hover. And back. And then one leg comes up to your hand, and then the other leg. Now I want you to, if you can, just push into those knees and really open up those hips. That should feel quite nice. And lift back up. So that's our little sequence. So we're going to do that with sliders now, only if you feel comfortable. Maybe try it with one, but don't forget modified plank if you need, and then modified push-up on your knees. Otherwise, here we go. We're going to put our hands down, scoop out that belly. We're going to slide those sliders back into our plank. Slide them back up into our knee hover. And back. We're going to push down, push back up, push down. Arms overhead. Lift upper and lower body into our Superman. Make sure you're squeezing between your shoulder blades, holding it there, nice long neck, so eye gaze down at the mat, squeezing your glutes, lower back down, bring those hands down beside the shoulders and push up into your cobra pose. And back. Lifting up, pushing up into your push-up. We're going to bring those knees into a knee hover and then back. And then slide them all the way up, lift up, and down. Slide back, slide into our knee hover, slide back, push it up and down, inhale down, exhale, push away, inhale down, Superman pose, arms overhead, lift and hold. Squeezing between your shoulder blades, we're working our upper postural muscles, squeezing your glutes, scooping the belly away from the mat, lower back down, bring hands beside the shoulders and push up into your cobra pose. Back down, push up, bring those knees into a knee hover. And slow, control, scoop out that belly, slide back, slide all the way up and lift up. So if that's too much with the slider, just walk yourself back and knees for your plank and your push-ups. Let's go again. Down we come. Slide out. Back into your knee hover, hold, scoop out that belly, straight back, make sure your form is correct. Back out, push up, only one push up, and then push back down. Hands overhead, Superman pose, eye gaze down at the mat, scoop the belly out, lift upper and lower body, squeezing between your shoulder blades, squeezing glutes and hammies. Lower back down. Hands beside the body, by the shoulders, and lift up into your cobra pose. Back down. Push up. Bring those knees into your knee hover. Scoop out that belly straight back. And back. And all the way in. Lift up. We're going to do two more. Down we come. Slide back. Straight back into that plank. Make sure your form's correct. Bring into the knee hover. Straight back, scoop out the belly. And back. We're going to push down. Inhale down. Exhale, push away. Inhale down. Hands overhead. Lift up into our Superman pose. Nice long neck, eye gaze down at the mat, scoop out the belly, squeeze between your shoulder blades, squeeze your glutes, lower back down, Hands beside your shoulders. Lift up into your cobra pose. Lower back down. Push up, push and squeeze that chest. Bring it in for your knee hover. Hold. Scoop out that belly. And back. Slide up. Lift up. One more. This is aerobic Pilates for sure. Down we come. Slide back out. Into your knee hover. And back. Push down, just one push up. Push away. And down. Superman pose. Lift. Scoop out the belly. Squeeze between the shoulder blades. Squeeze those glutes. Trying to lift those thighs off the mat. Lower. Hands beside the body. Up for your cobra pose. You should be a little bit more flexible there now. Lower back down. Push up into your knee hover and back and slide back up and lift up. Little stretch here. We're going to bring our hands overhead. Stretch up one arm a little bit higher, so a nice little side stretch. And then the other. Coming back, we're going to clasp our hands, push them away from us in front, stretching across our upper back. And then clasp the hands behind, try and keep the heels of the hands together and pull those hands up as high as you can, stretching out that chest and the shoulders. Okay, just have those sliders beside the body now. You can now roll out your mat. And we're just going to do a nice little roll down and then we'll do a roll down on the mat. So, posture, shoulders down and back. Let's get back into correct form. Scoop out the belly for your inhale, exhale, ribs to hips, and let's slide our hands down and let's go one vertebra at a time. Really sucking in that tummy, protect that lower back. And just hang down here. Let those arms just drop towards the floor. Sucking in that belly. And then we're just going to bend those knees. And then just pop back your bottom onto the mat. Okay, one little roll down to begin. So let's get our posture correct, arms out in front, nice and tall through that spine. Inhale, zip up. Exhale, we're just going to C-curve our spine, scoop out that belly. It's all about the abdominals as we slowly lower back down. Everything's in the abdominals. Don't let the back take over as you slowly roll back down. Palms overhead. Let's stretch through our fingers and our toes. Inhale, hands towards the ceiling. You can bend your knees slightly if you want to, or straight legs. Inhale, zip up. Exhale, ribs to hips as we slowly roll back up. All in your tummy as you lift yourself up. And let's stretch over our toes. Really relax into that stretch. Try and bring your chest a little bit further each time towards your knees. Lifting back up. Okay, just bend your knees slightly. We're just going to use the sliders. Now, you can stay here, and as you move, we're just going to move our arms, feel that abdominal connection. So you can stay here if you get any discomfort in that lower back. Otherwise, we're going to come down halfway. We're just going to slide our hands in nice big semicircles, one way and then the other, backwards and forwards. So you really should feel these abdominals working. Firstly, to hold you here, and then to move those arms. So keep breathing. Inhale, zip up. Exhale, ribs to hips. As soon as you feel that back taking over, please come up. For 4, 3, 2, and 1, coming up. Lengthen those legs, let's stretch over those legs. Coming back up, bend those knees slightly. This time we're going to do straight lines up and down the side of the mat. Really push into the sliders, whatever you've got here, working those upper arms. So inhale, zip up, exhale, coming back halfway. Bring those sliders with you. And we're going to push forward, push back. So really brace that core. Protect that lower back. Squeeze those abdominals. You can feel those obliques working as you're pushing down on those sliders, back and forwards. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift back up. Lengthen those legs. Stretch over those legs. We're going to have a little break now from these wicked sliders. Lift up nice and tall. Inhale, zip up. Exhale, ribs to hips. C-curve the spine. And let's slowly roll back down. All in the abdominals, squeezing, bracing, lowering you down. Okay, a little bit of abdominal work. We're going to do 3 sets. We're going to take it nice and easy. It's 3 sets of exactly the same exercises and really simple ones. To begin with, we can leave our head down for nearly all of them, except for obliques. So make sure you do that, and just make sure for that first set you get your posture, you get your abdominals activated. So to begin with, just feet on the mat, and I just want you to really exaggerate the arch in the back, and then push the spine into the mat, and then arch, and then push the spine into the mat, and then just come about halfway. So that's your neutral spine, and that's what we want when our feet are supported on the mat. As soon as we lift our legs off the mat, which we're going to, I want you to imprint that spine. So while we've got our knees in tabletop here, try and now arch your back and then push your lower back into the mat. And that's what I want. I want that lower back supported by the mat. Okay, so we're just going to leave our head down. We're just going to do 6 reps of each exercise. So in tabletop, shoulders down and back, chin slightly tucked in, eye gaze towards the ceiling. Pushing that lower back into the mat. So automatically you're doing ribs to hips. Then we're just going to lower one leg. Inhale, back up. Exhale, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Clasp the hands behind the head. We're going to just work on our obliques here. So 6 opposite elbow to opposite knee. So lower the right leg, go towards the left knee. 1, lower the head back down. 2, squeeze those obliques. Can you really feel the sides of the waist working now? 4, 5, and 6. We're just going to lengthen one leg and keep your head down. Lengthen one leg back, and 2, and 3. So really feel those lower abdominals coming in here now. 5, and 6. Now we're going to twist towards the opposite knee with the armpit virtually and lower back down. And 2. And 3. And 4. And 5. And 6. Lower back down. Now we're going to do our single bent leg stretch. So support the one leg with both hands, one on the knee, one on the ankle here, lengthen the other leg. So you can stay down for this one, keep pushing that lower back into the spine. So there's 1, and change, 2, and 3. So this is where I want you to really think about your abdominal connection with those legs moving. The next couple of rounds we're going to try and bring our head up. And 6. This time lengthen that leg. So lovely little hamstring stretch. So lengthen both legs for 1 and then switch. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Bring the knees in. We're going to do double leg, double arm stretch. So stretch the arms and legs overhead. Only lower those legs as far as you can with that back arching. Circle the hands around, bring them into the ankles. Stretch overhead, stretch those legs. That's 2. So we're leaving our head down for the first set. 3. Think about working those abdominals. So all your thoughts and energy going towards abdominals here and getting the right form. 5 and 6. Okay, knees into the chest, rock from side to side. So the next 2 sets, you can bring your head up for all of it or just some of it, whatever works. Roll back the other way. Okay, here we go. So knees into tabletop, hands behind the head. We're just going to do some toe taps. So you can bring your head up for the toe tap, bring your head back down. 2, keep those elbows wide. Push your belly button into the spine. Your spine should be pushed into that mat. 5 and 6. Crisscross now. So cross as you bring that toe down. Cross to the other side. 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now we're going to extend the leg. We can keep our head up or put it down. 2. Squeeze ribs to hips, pushing that spine into the mat. And 6. Now crisscross. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now bent leg stretch, so support the leg with both hands, stretch out the other leg and switch. So try and bring that head up nice and high, squeeze ribs to hips. 5 and 6, legs stretch it out for our straight leg stretch. 1, 2, pull that in towards you. 3, 4, 5, 6, bend those knees, stretch those legs out overhead and stretch the legs out. Circle the arms back. Scoop out that belly, don't let it dome and push the spine into the mat. 3, hold that head nice and high. 4, 5 and 6. Head down, you can put your feet down as wide as the mat and just windscreen wiper those legs from side to side. You only have one more set of that group of exercises, so work hard, don't strain the neck. Think more about using your deep neck flexors, which are the ones in front. Try and totally switch off the back of the neck. No straining of the neck. If it does, just keep your head down for most of these exercises, as you know you can. And then all your energy goes in towards your abdominals. Tabletop, here we go. Hands behind the head. We're going to come up for our toe taps. You can keep your head up for the whole time if you want, or lower back down when the leg comes up. 5, and 6. And then crisscross to the knee as the toe taps down. 3, 4, 5, really squeeze that way. 6. Now lengthen the leg. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Crisscross. 1. Pushing the belly button into the spine. The spine is pushed into the mat. And 6. We're going to do our bent leg stretch, so support the leg with both hands and then switch. 2, 3, brace that core. 5 and 6, then stretch out that leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, bend the knees and let's stretch those arms overhead, stretch those legs out. 1, circle the arms back to the ankles. 2, hold that head up nice and high if your head is up. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Knees into the chest. Splay them out nice and wide. And then back the other way. Put your feet as wide as the mat and let's just windscreen wiper those legs from side to side. Okay, we are going to go back and using the sliders. So I want you to fold up half of your mat and pop it underneath you. We're going to come into our bridges. So we're just going to come up into a couple of nice little bridges to begin with. So feet nice and close to your bottom. Keep your posture on your mat. And just keep those sliders close. So inhale, zip up, exhale, ribs to hips, tilt that pelvis and peel that spine off the mat. Pushing through your heels and really squeezing those glutes and those hammies. So really squeeze, lift up those hips by pushing through those heels. Keeping the hips as high or in one long line with the knees and the shoulders. And then slowly roll back down. One vertebra at a time. Inhale, zip up. Exhale, push through those heels. And lift up, squeezing those glutes. That's what we're working. The back of the legs and the glutes, lifting up those hips nice and high. Bring those arms overhead. That should feel lovely as you slowly roll back down, one vertebra at a time. Hands beside the body. Put those sliders under your feet. We're going to slowly roll back up. Pushing through those heels. Now, if it's too much on one glute, if you're not quite strong enough there, then just go for your hip drops. Or just slide one leg out slowly and see how that's working. See how strong you are. You should be getting a little bit stronger on your glutes. So we're just going to slide one leg out. So let's go with the right leg out without the hip dropping as you slide it out, and then bring it back in. And slide it back out. Bring it back in. So squeeze those glutes. Really push through that standing heel. So just have those sliders if you've got the soft floor on your toes. So just pushing out on your toes and back in. Don't let this hip drop. Now we're going to slide out and we're going to do a little semicircle out to the side without moving those hips. And you can feel that outside of that moving glute working there. So nice little semicircle, squeeze that glute to bring it back in. Try and relax the front of the legs, it's all working the back and the glutes. Back down and around. One last time. Down and around, squeezing, pushing through that standing heel, and let's slowly roll back down. Inhale, zip up. Exhale, let's come back up and let's go over to the other side. So those hips have to stay perfectly still. Lift them nice and high so you're really working that glute. We're going to slide the left leg out and then back in without dropping that hip. So the hips are square to the ceiling. Lift those hips up high and squeeze those glutes. All in the back of the body we want working here. For 3. You can also feel those abdominals working as you slide the leg out and slide it back in. And last time. Now we're going to come out into our semicircle, so down and out and around. Opening up that hip as well. Slide it down, out and around without that hip dropping. Squeeze those glutes. Just 3 more here. You've got to really work that glute meat on the outside there as you pull it around. And 1. And let's lower back down. Okay, just one more exercise here. We're going to slide both legs out. If it's too much on the hamstrings, you can just step your leg out. One leg at a time. Okay, otherwise, here we go. We're going to push up, peel that spine off the mat. Ribs to hips. As we lift up, push through those heels, lift those hips nice and high. Look down, make sure you're in one nice long line. Then we're going to slide those sliders out. And then we're going to drop our bottom and bring them back in. But as you bring them back in, push down on them so you can work some of that inner thigh there as well. Push back up, slide them out, squeeze those hammies, always hard on those hands, and then lower the bottom. Bring them back in, pushing down, lift back up, slide back out, squeeze those glutes and hammies. Out they go, put the bottom down, slide them back in. 2 more, lift up, slide them out, squeeze those glutes. Lower the bottom down, slide the legs back in. Last time, push up into your bridge, squeeze those glutes, slide those legs out as far as you can, and then bottom comes down, slide those legs in. Good work. Okay, if you can just unravel your mat, and we can do our little stretches. So, glute stretch to begin. Right ankle onto the left knee. Bring that in towards you and feel that lovely glute release. Keep your posture on the mat. Scoop out that belly. And with each breath, think about releasing a little bit more in that glute. Just relax into these stretches. Lower the foot back down. Bring that leg up. Point and flex for your hamstring stretch. Let's lower that leg back on top of that other leg, so the right leg on top of the left, and then bring that in towards you. You can feel that more in that, the glute max there, more at the bottom. Lower back down, arms out to the side. Let that formation fall over to one side, shoulders on the mat. And really relax those legs towards the mat. Relax your hips. Bring that up and over to the other side. Keep your shoulders on the mat and just relax into that stretch. Coming back up. Let's put our left ankle onto our right knee and bring that in towards you. You feel that more on the outside of the glute. Shoulders down and back, nice and relaxed. Foot comes down, push that knee down. Actually, first we've got to do a hamstring stretch. So bring that left leg up towards you. Point, flex, point and flex, and with each breath bring that in towards you. Now bring that down on top of the other leg, push it down and then bring that in towards you. Still keep those abdominals activated, still keep your posture on the mat. Lower back down, arms out to the side, and let that formation just fall to one side. Lift back up and over to the other side. So bend those knees towards the side, and then support your head as you lift your body up and keep those knees bent. We're going to come into our mermaid stretch here. So left, if you can, left leg in front, right leg behind. Left hand's coming up and over towards the right leg. And just relax into that stretch. And then slide that arm along the mat and lift the right hand up. And now let's thread the needle with our right hand. So nice little rotation, twist it under and lift back up, lengthen through those fingers. And then under, threading that hand, and then up, stretch through those fingers, and then one more time. And then up. Coming back, left hand over again, and then that left hand comes back behind you. Lift up your hips and stretch your right hand back. And come back down. Switching over. So now the right hand, so that front front leg, same arm as the front leg comes up and over towards the back leg. Relax into these stretches. Really let go. And then that right hand comes behind you, slides along the mat. The left hand comes up and over. And then we're going to thread the needle 3 times. So lovely little rotation. And then lift up through the fingers, stretch up through the fingers. And then rotate. Still keep those abdominals activated. And then lift up. And then rotate. Lift up. Coming back, right hand back over the top. Stretch. And then that hand comes behind you. Lift up those hips. And the left arm comes back. Coming down. Let's come onto our knees. Lovely few little cat and cows. So wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. We are going to slowly tilt the pelvis, round out the back, bring the head down, and then tilt, arch, lift the head up. Tilt, round out that back, bring the head down. Tilt, arch, bring the head up. Coming back to neutral, we're going to lift up, we're going to bring our right leg forward. Posture. Scoop out the belly. This time, what I want you to do is actually push forward on that front knee. And then back. And push forward. And back. And as you come forward this time, bring your hands together and bring your hands up. Follow your gaze. Try and keep those knees straight ahead. And back up. Let's swap over. So, bring that forward, bend that front knee, try and lengthen out that back leg. And forward and back. So really pull, feel that pull across those hip flexors there. And back. And down, we're going to stay down here. Hands together, lift them up towards the ceiling, follow your gaze. Lower back down. Bring those knees back together, so on both knees here. Push up into your down dog. Pedal out those feet and stretch those calves and Achilles. Still lifting up your belly. Now I want you to push into the heels of your feet and into the heels of your hand and push your head through your arms, trying to bring your chest towards your knees. And then we're going to bring our head through our arms and our chest through our arms and lift up. Back the other way, pushing the heels of your hands into the mat and the heels of your feet. And then bring your chest and your head through your arms and lift up. Coming back, walking your feet into your hands. Keep your head down nice and heavy. That lovely stretch. Couple little nods, yes. Couple little no's. swishing around your feet. Inhale, zip up. Exhale, slowly roll up. Scooping out that belly, lifting up. Rolling those shoulders, 1, 2, and 3. Back the other way. 1, 2, and 3. And then a couple of nice deep breaths in. And out. Lift up on your toes if you can. And down and up. Down and up. And a few swishes from side to side. And enjoy your day, everyone.